Yes, yes, people, we are back. It is Friday night. It is the Red Cartel. I am back with another panel. It's your boy Errol. And tonight's show, it's going to be a good one. Liverpool back to winning ways midweek. So I can come out here with a little bit of chest and feel a little bit happier about life and my overall circumstances. But it'd be remiss of me to start anywhere else than allow a man like Dan United have his say, because obviously Liverpool over the weekend was not at the races. We struggled massively to a Manchester United side that thoroughly deserved. Well, let's say deserved. They did deserve to win the game in the end. Man like Greg in the building as well. Big up, Greg. Blessings. They did deserve to win in the end. I don't think Liverpool can feel too aggrieved that we didn't get the 3 points. Bit of a topsy-turvy game, bit of a basketball game in the end, but United did get a late winner and hand Liverpool their fourth defeat on the row. So I'll just get some initial thoughts from Dan United in relation to that. Is this now the springboard that Amarin needs, brother?
You tell me, mate. You tell me. We all know week to week we don't know what Manchester United team's going to show up, do we? I think what he did very well when that team sheet come out against you guys must have been looking at that and going, this is easy. This is going to be an easy one. What he did was fantastic. I saw us pumping long ball after long ball after long ball forward, thinking, well, this is just wasting possession because you're winning the first ball every time, but we were picking up the second ball and actually felt tactically you got it spot on. Now we got a lot of luck, and you need luck in football. We've all had games where we've ridden on a wave of luck, but I thought for once and for such a long time, I saw a group of players playing for the manager, and I saw a group of players going to war at Anfield.
Is that because you're going to war at Anfield, though? Or is that because you're
This is my worry. Okay. So it's you expect your players to do this against rivals like Liverpool, and they are our biggest rivals. But I want to see the same energy when it comes to the Brighton game. I want to see us go out there and do something. I want to see us go out there and continue this. Now, 2 in a row. I said all week I could see us doing something because we've been waiting for this 2 in a row. And how funny would it be if it happened at Anfield? But I just want to see now what this guy's got, because we did on Sunday see a different variation of this 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1. Now I want to see us do something and improve on it. I can't believe that we're looking at a Manchester United side that's 2 points behind Liverpool in the league, a point behind Chelsea. We're above Villa. We're above Newcastle. We're still riding around the European spots. This isn't the upturn that's going to get us Champions League football by any means, but it's a step in the right direction after so much crap that we've had going through. I'm feeling positive and I'm feeling happy. And he got my praise this weekend for someone that I've been very critical of him. I thought he got it spot on.
Okay, it's interesting. Big up man like Nate in the building. I know you're a Liverpool fan making your debut here on the Red Cartel. If you want to just give us your take on the match before we obviously start looking forward to this weekend's games, how did you kind of sum up the game on Sunday?
Here's the thing. Dan is actually correct. He's not wrong in terms of the long balls and the picking up the second balls. And really, I would say from us, that's pretty much how we've been losing the games. Everyone lets us win the game, and that goes down to maybe the gaps between our midfielders and our defense. And overall, we always, Errol, you know yourself, we always struggle against the back three or back five because they leave our striker isolated. And given that Isak doesn't have any rhythm and our forwards don't have any chemistry at the moment, that was one of the major issues. But in general, I mean, United, they got to take their win. And
bro, it's hard because, like as you say, at Anfield, they hadn't won there in 10 years. So we'd had a pretty good record. Even if it was draws, we'd had a pretty solid record against United for a while now. And from a Liverpool perspective, I'll come and get Greg's take in a minute. It was particularly dark because everything that Dan's just said there, not only is it 100% spot on, but it was obvious to see from the off. Man U's game was those long balls. He didn't want to win the first ball, really. He was more bothered about that second ball. But the pockets of space that Cunha and Mbeumo was able to pick up, between that midfield gap, our midfield just wasn't switched on enough. Obviously, the McAllister thing happens, but you've got to continue to play to the whistle.
Errol, with that, he what he did so well, and again, giving him props, out of possession every time. We reverted to a 5-4-1, and we just smothered you. We just smothered you, and I couldn't understand how Liverpool didn't work that out pretty much straight away, because it was so obvious.
Like, it's almost basic tactics, to be fair, from a a Liverpool standpoint. But we had Shells on the other day, and we had Tezza, and they was both saying, if Shaw and Maguire in that back line, it's going to be long. That was probably the most comfortable I've seen either one of those two defenders play for such a long time. Greg, obviously you've been midweek, you've been over in Germany, lad. But if you cast your mind back to Sunday, how did it leave you feeling? Did it make you think that the Premier League this season is going to be a massive, massive uphill struggle for us?
Well, definitely, yeah. As you can tell, my voice is still a bit gone from Wednesday night. Don't remember any of that game, but I remember pretty much all of it of against United, which I wish it was the other way around, to be honest. But from United, it was just like, I mean, we all knew the Premier League was going to be hard this season. Like, even last season, like you see the teams that were performing. Palace going on to win the FA Cup, I think, is the biggest telltale that this, and Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup as well. Sorry, was the biggest telltale that this season we're going to see a Premier League like no other. And obviously, I lost to United. You never want to lose to United at Anfield, and you don't want to lose to United full stop. But I think that was pretty much the wake-up call we needed. I think if we end up going on,
do you think that's us bottoming out now in terms of like that's the low?
That's rock bottom. That's rock bottom. There won't be another feeling this season. So of such depletion, there won't be another. Like, that's the lowest feeling that we'll get this season. That end of, like, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, they will. They will.
I was just about to ask you. You've been sitting there nodding.
They will, brother man, Greg. They will.
Listen. You don't have a clue about what I'm saying, right? Because I'm talking from a Liverpool perspective, and you're talking from an Arsenal perspective, and you're saying that because you're saying, oh, but if Arsenal win the league, no, it won't feel worse than losing to United at home. I'm sorry.
No.
You're so much bigger than what you are. No.
It wasn't that. Hey, brother man, Greg, you're too on edge, bro. Oh, that's not what I was going to say. Bro, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. Calm down. Yeah. You're the mighty Liverpool. Calm down. Yeah, because that little bit of waffle that you was doing was great. But all you Liverpool man at the beginning of the season was that I saw you with the Sweden flag, bro.
And guess what?
You can't hide, bro. You man, we're gonna walk this thing. Hey, you've been real quiet recently, though. I see you nowhere. Yeah. Maybe you blocked me on Twitter. I don't know. But I ain't seen you nowhere. You've been real quiet.
I don't think you've been seeing me tweets because I've been getting 10k likes recently. But go on.
Yeah. So, by the way, I don't want none of this waffle. Liverpool man were the most cockiest people on the planet. As soon as they
No, I'm going to interrupt you there. I don't care. I'm interrupting you because rival fans were actually the ones that were saying, "Oh, league's finished." And Liverpool fans were just buzzing about Isak. So don't even try and flip the script. I'm not.
Nah, man. Nah, Greg, man.
I'm not having it.
Nah, Greg, man.
It was all the rival fans. It was all the rival fans.
Greg.
The league's done. It's wrapped up. All of this. You had everyone saying it was finished. The league's done. It's finished. And then Liverpool go through a bad spell, and all of a sudden, everyone, the same people were saying Liverpool fans are getting too cocky. Yous are the ones that were saying it. We were just
not me.
Yeah, but you weren't stopping us.
No,
you weren't stopping
us, bro. You gaslighted the team. Right. Let's have it right, though. Right. If it was take your bias away from it and look at it from like a neutral standpoint. Had another team that had just won the league the season prior, went on to sign one of the best talents in midfield talents in Europe, on top of one of the best strikers arguably in the league, I think most fans would expect big things to come from them the following season. I think that'd be natural. So the fact that us as fans got carried away in all of that, I don't think we can be blamed for it.
No chance.
No, Dan, we're not letting them do this, yeah. I didn't hear none of this with 5 out of 5. I didn't hear none of this.
Bro, you haven't seen my tweets then? Because I said after game week 3. I said after game week 3, Bro, we've used 2 get out of jail 3 cards already.
Mhm.
That is not sustainable. That was the first big statement I made after before the Everton game. I turned around and said, Slot's first big mistake this season is that he's been playing he's been playing Kirkes in defence instead of Robbo. I said that'll go down as one of his first big mistakes of the season. That for me. So I've been critical of the performances. Don't get it twisted. I've enjoyed the results when we was winning, but you've got to take your licks when you're losing. And against that United team, I don't mind losing to a better side.
You don't want to take your licks, Errol. Yeah, because hey, I remember the Red Cartel. Yeah, I was here from the beginning, and from what I remember, there's always 2 representatives from each club. It's kind of funny how when Liverpool start getting punched up, you need to bring in a 3rd man to help out the team. You man are not ready for the battle, bro.
Don't fall for the bait. He's trying to hook us in. Don't fall for the bait. He's trying to hook us in.
Now you're blatantly lying. There was always 3 because it was 2.
I was always
2 3. So don't even. It was always 2 Arsenal, 2 United, and 3 Liverpool because Errol was
Hooks.
So don't
He's
even.
the worst.
Got him.
Don't even. No, because you see, you're doing this now. Yeah, because I'm not having this. No, because you see, this is a serious governmental meeting here, right? This is a serious governmental meeting. What this is, right? What this is 6 parliamentary leaders coming in to have a serious discussion. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to act like United say or something on Twitter. No, we are. This is meant to be a serious discussion with a serious. I'm not having lying on the panel, right? And I know I'm not the presenter, but as a guest, I don't want to be a part of this foolishness.
100. Yo, big up man like Shells as well every single time. Thank you for pulling up, bro. Hope you're blessed. I'm just going to get your take as well, because obviously Dan United kind of gave us a little bit of an insight into how he felt the game was. And I asked him very early on, do you believe that this could be potentially a springboard for Amorim and this United side now?
First of all, happy birthday, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
First of all, happy birthday, because Sunday, you know what I mean? I was here last week, bro. I was here last week. Funny, them man are not here today on the panel. It's funny. I'm hiding all of a sudden. But listen, you asked me about the game. I thought United played pretty well. That early goal was massive, quietening down the crowd. I was quite confused with the lineup when I didn't see Sesko in, but then when I watched the game, the second balls was pretty much what won us the game. Van Dijk and Konate, if you're battling with them, it's a long day. But effectively, they wasn't there. Cunha kept dropping deep, and Burma was dropping deep, and we kind of played them out the game. We rode our luck at times, but that's what you have to do when you're at Anfield. You guys are the home team, so we're going to expect a reaction in the second half. But I thought it was well deserved, if I'm honest with you. I felt we bad our luck at times, but we went never game plan, and the game plan won. So yeah, shout out United, man. In terms of moving forward now, back-to-back wins. The harder game for us is tomorrow.
Agree.
The harder game for us tomorrow is tomorrow. I saw a graphic, bro, on Twitter, and Brighton have done us dirty over the last 5-6 years or so, especially even at home. So that's a bogey side for us. United, we know when the pressure's not on them, we can beat everyone. When the pressure is on us and the onus is on us to attack, that's all of a sudden when we have problems. So this is a huge indicator. This is a massive game for us, because if you can win this game now, that's 3 on the bounce, then we could finally, and some United fans will be like, actually, there's something we can build on here. So until that happens, I'm still staying level grounded, but it's just nice to win at Anfield, man. 10 years, bro. Do you know what I mean?
And also, do you know, the having a goalkeeper, like the one-on-one with Isak, and I sat there and I'm so used to seeing my goalkeeper fall on the floor and the ball rolls past him. Seeing a goalkeeper at Anfield, making himself big, utilising both feet, being calm and collective. I sat there, I thought, is this what it's like to have a goalkeeper? Because I've watched 2 years of absolute nonsense. So that helped as well. And I think what you've seen with the defence, they already look a little more confident, knowing that there's a bloke behind that can catch a ball and can kick a ball. So I think these little things, these little tweaks that we're starting to see now. Yeah, again, I say it, we're not even thinking about Champions League. I saw fucking Goldbridge on the United stand saying 5-star target. I'm like, whoa. We're just learning to walk again. Let's not run here. Let's stay humble and let's make sure that we know what the fucking plan is. The plan at the moment is to be a consistent team, something that for 11 months, nearly 12 months now, we haven't been able to do. So we keep racking these points up. We keep going and going. Let's not forget Manchester United, in the state that they've been, have played Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City. They've played 4 of the big boys this season. We've got them out the way now. Now we just need to consistently pick the points up in the teams around us. I'm only interested in finishing the best of the rest. And for me, that is 6th and below. I don't care about the rest. As long as we get Europe, we have to get Europe. So the noise will quieten down a little bit. But tomorrow at 7:30, 7:45, if we've lost again, all credibility, all of this resurgence. You see United fans all over Twitter saying, that's it. We're getting our club back. We got this. We got blah, 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 blah. It'll all be for nothing. So I agree. Tomorrow is far more important than Sunday. It absolutely is. Keep rolling. Keep getting the points. And the rest of it will take care of itself.
Yeah, most definitely. Just to add on your point before we move on as well. I was at the Sunderland game and Lemons, however you pronounce it, made his debut. Everything he done was cheered, bro. And that's the standard that we've been dealing with over the last 2 years with Onana and Bayandera goal. Do you know what I mean? He does the basics very well. And that's what we've been asking for.
Correct.
You know? He does the basic. He can catch a ball. He can make a save. Like, when the ball comes in, he's commanding of his box. I'm not worried at every single corner we face. So shout out Lemons. I feel like it's provided our defense as well with a bit of confidence and a base to work from. Even when they're making saves and stuff, you see the cohesion. So long may it continue, but I'm keeping my feet on the ground tomorrow at 7:30. Then, you know what I'm saying? If we get 3 in a row, then I might be a bit, you know what I mean?
I've been getting roasted all week. I went to one of my networking with work yesterday, first thing in the morning, and we always do like a little 60-second where we talk about business and what it is that we've got cracking and whatnot. And there's a little presentation, so we put a picture up and then explain whatever we're doing. And one of the lads is a Man U fan. He comes all the way down from Wigan to come in to be part of this group in Liverpool. And his thing was just a picture of me on the watch along after the Harry Maguire goal. And he just said, I've got no asks. This was just brilliant. And I was just worded again. I was like, oh, all week I've been getting it. But you know what? Does any of the other lads think that this is a moment where Manchester United have potentially turned a corner? Or do you lads think that this is just what United do? Turn up for a big game at Anfield against Liverpool?
It's very similar to when they played Arsenal at the start of the season. Like, they played really well, and then even though they didn't get the win, so I guess to a degree it's kind of different, but I didn't expect Manchester United to play like that. But then right after, it's like you don't see it. Like, do you know what it is? Manchester United, yeah, they always go Super Saiyan for the big teams, in it. It's because Hollywood, in it. It's the culture of their club, Hollywood, in it. Like, the players think the camera's on them. They got to shine when the cameras are on them. I think the same might happen at Brighton, because I know they got a little bit ain't done too well there, so maybe they want to step up. But I think when they go up against teams that, you know, maybe is not the 4:30 on Sky Sports or not too much media coverage around it, the players will just go back in their shells. So thanks for doing the God's work, though. I appreciate it.
No, Hooks, I disagree slightly. I think because we talk about this whole United played so well against Arsenal first game of the season. I think we're starting to see with the league, and I'll give you your flowers, that Arsenal they've been teetering and they've got better and better, and then they've hit the consistency. Were United that good against Arsenal, or was it just Arsenal weren't prepared to start the season? See what I'm saying? Do you think Arsenal maybe come into it a bit slow and a bit? I think that's more what it is, because I hear people say, "Oh, United dominant." I watched the game back and I was like, "Yeah, we were good, but I don't think we were as good as people are saying." And if that's the sort of level that we measure United at, well, then we're going to be in big trouble. So I think it was more Arsenal doing, I think, just finding their way into the season more than anything in that game. That's my opinion of that one.
Very balanced review. Very balanced. I wish I heard that more at the time from a lot more people, but hey, no, thanks for that.
Can I say one more thing on this?
Let me just bring Nathan there quick, Shells. Let me just bring Nathan. Go on.
No, I think with United, the funny thing is they always start very well in the first half. I think scoring that early actually helped them in terms of the rest of the game, because with United, one thing that I've seen or a pattern is that they're going to do well in the first half. But then if they don't get the goal, they're then going to crumble or abandon ship or leave the game plan to the side. And that's where it's going to be very testing as well. Let's say tomorrow against Brighton, if they don't get the early goal, because I think it worked in their favor. And yes, they were good, but at the same time, we still hit the post 3 times. Not to go back into actually assessing the game.
But Nate,
United took their chances. Go on.
With that though, I mean, I've seen so many people say it, but people forget that Bruno hits the post and nearly puts us 2-0 up, which could have completely changed the game even further. I mean, like Gakpo, the miss at the end, that was inexcusable. I couldn't believe he missed that. That was horrendous. But I kind of feel like it's if buts and maybes, isn't it? We've all been on the other end of these games where we've hit the post, we've had it done. I think it's if buts and maybes with it. And my question, I flip it to Liverpool here is this. I mean, look, we can go at the manager. That seems to be the easy thing to do. We're football fans. We look for, but I looked at your team on Sunday when you sat up with Bradley and Kirkes, and I thought these are gettable. These are absolutely gettable. And we talk about the money, and yeah, we can say they spent $500 million, blah 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 blah. But I kind of feel like you're missing so much cohesion at the back there. We talk about Arsenal being defensively 100%. Ridiculous. And at the moment with Liverpool, I just look at it and I think there's more questions to be answered here than there should be.
Massively.
Oh, yeah, no, I 100% agree. And that's where I have beef with Slot in terms of just trying to put on all the new players in one go. Because previously, players would get bettered in overtime. Like, I don't know what the rush was to play these players, in my opinion, because it's like, okay, Robo's still there. Keke should be learning from him.
Yes.
As far as the other positions,
I think we've all been groomed in that sense of understanding what Jurgen Klopp used to do, and we used to see the reaping the rewards for it. So it was like we've got the foundation. We don't have to rush any of these players. We didn't even have to rush Alexander Isak in because Hugo Ekitike hit the ground running. So there's been no real pressure to just make sure that he comes in straight away. It's been a little bit strange for me, some of that. And now he's kind of having to die on that hill of, I'm going to have to utilise Kirkes until Kirkes gets to, in the Premier League, gets back up to speed and gets back to the level. He's now obviously got a bit of a situation with the right back because it looks like Frimpong's done his hamstring for a period of time. So we're kind of like stuck with using Bradley now. So hopefully that means we can settle down that back line because I think that's been one of our biggest issues. I think defensively we've just looked way off the pace. Shells, what do you make of it? I know you wanted to come back in just then.
I just wanted to say one thing as well. It's like just about the hindsight stuff about Gakpo hit the post and that, but it's like one thing I'll give credit for to United is you guys scored late, and normally at Anfield, I'm expecting, bro. I'm expecting when Gakpo scored, I'm thinking, fuck's sake, man, we've done all of this and these guys are going to score last minute. It didn't happen. Maguire stepped up. Do you know what I mean? And for Man United to show some character after conceding a goal that late, you have to praise stuff like that, So I'm buzzing with the result, but tomorrow is.
Also, I think we go at Amorim for substitutions. I thought his subs were spot on in that game.
Do you think though?
I think so. No, because Ahmad picks the booking
up. As soon as he got the 2 yellows, he just took them straight off.
Straight off. Because I sat there, I thought Michael Oliver is a referee that will do something silly here. We all remember Dallo a couple of years ago gets booked twice in 2 minutes for just reacting. And as soon as Ahmad got booked, I thought get him off. Casemiro, I thought get him off. He did it the correct way, and I think we talk about his substitutions. I thought he freshened it, and I thought he utilised his brain because against Chelsea, we should have battered Chelsea when they're down to 10 men, and then he leaves Casemiro on, and it's raining, people sliding all over the place. That guy is always looking for a yellow card. He had to learn from that. So I think substitutions wise, he did what was expected, what any manager would do. Should we praise him for doing the right thing? It's his job, but making sure that you've got to think about what you want to leave on the pitch. You need to, at Anfield, stick with 11 men. You cannot go to Anfield and go down to 10 men. And just to echo what you said there, how many times have we, not just against Liverpool, but against any team this season, conceded and gone to shit? It was like the lads just went, no, we're not letting this happen. And they pushed again. So I think we just don't, what we don't want is this to be that one game this season that everything went right. We need a collective of games. We need a collective.
You know what it is though? On that point, I feel like the Ahmad sub, although it was a harsh yellow card, I feel like we lost a level of an outlet when he came off.
We lost that outball because that was on all game.
All game, Errol. All game. And then he came off. And then also Mount came off. And then all of a sudden, Wirtz was picking up space where he was. I thought that was and then also Bruno in the second half was horrible. But then he does a first time volley assist on the money. He's such a crackhead. I swear down, Bruno, bro. Like no one in the league. Who the ball comes back to him. You take a touch, he does it first time. But yeah, spot on Amrin. Let's see how he goes tomorrow, innit? It'll be interesting.
All right. Well, as we turn our attention towards the top of the Premier League right now, Arsenal sitting pretty. We do have an Arsenal rep in the building. It is man like half-time. Hooks. Here's an opportunity, Hooks. The question for you right now, yeah. As well as Arsenal being so good defensively, you had a big win midweek. Who are you playing this weekend? I didn't check your
Crystal Palace at home.
Palace at home. Okay, so that's going to be a bit of a test, bit of a tough game. Crystal Palace an informed team at the moment. You've been doing
well. They're not really.
But they're
Palace are in form right now.
They lost to
Everton, and then the last game before that was Everton.
Everton, yeah, he lost to Everton. Okay, so maybe they've had a little bit of a downturn.
This is the best time to play them, I'd say.
Well, we've got to play them next week, and I'm still not convinced. But I just want to ask from obviously Eze going Palace and Eze, the derby, that situation. But for you, Hooks, right now you've got a player in Julian Timber. Do you think he is part of why Arsenal have got one of the best defensive lines in the Premier League and across Europe?
Arsenal have the best defense in the world. It's just that simple. Like for it obviously I'm in form, obviously, because I'm pretty sure, obviously football's subjective, so you can look at certain players and be like, oh, but I think this player over here is better, or I think that player over there is better, and that's fine, isn't it? But the goalkeeper and the back four on form, best in the world at the moment. And then I think when you add in like the rotations, like for example, it seems like Gabriel might be injured at like either Mosquera or Hincapié, or you even can put Calafiori there and then just dash Miles Lewis-Skelly on the left. But that's more than enough to deal with Palace. Like the defense is so like the defense was already so regimented, and understood what it needed to do to defend well. And then Arteta went and grabbed Gabriel Heinz, someone who's even understands defense even more, and just to add to that. So yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, a lot of it is like, it's not just the back five. Like it's also the fact that, everybody in the team is kind of conditioned to get back. Like no matter what the minute is, no matter what the score is, like if we lose the ball, everybody's running back. And that's even Victor Gyökeres included. Like, so
are you surprised this season? It really does look like all the players are prepared to run through brick walls to Mikel Arteta and on this mission. You seem to be really on it at the minute from the off. How does it feel as an Arsenal fan? Do you feel like all the stars are starting to align finally, or do you think it's still far too early to get carried away?
I think we win the league. Like, in my opinion, the league's already done. Like, this is where I'm at the moment. Like, because I don't
already done. City are sitting there and just looking pretty.
Like, I don't care about City. I'll be so real with you. I don't care about City. Like, no disrespect to City, but like Haaland's on 24 goals, and the closest one to him in their team is on like 2. So God forbid, Haaland decides to take a few weeks off, or he runs into a bit of bad form, or he picks up some red cards. Hopefully he gets like 4 or 5 violent conducts, need him gone for a minute, or he picks up an injury. Then who's
you want him to do it? You want him to be doing some ancestry.com type of stuff and end up in AFCON and that as well, yeah.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Why are you playing for Norway, bro? Your great grandfathers from Ghana. Why are you playing? You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I think if you was to ask like most rational Manchester City fans, they would probably tell you, yeah, we'll be in and around it, but they haven't got enough to go for the title. They'll probably say that themselves. And for me personally, I always thought that this season it would be, especially based off the windows as well, I thought it would have been Liverpool versus Arsenal the whole way through. I thought it would have been us neck and neck. But obviously, you guys just want to throw the league away. I don't know. Like you guys just want to. It's like you guys don't want to retain the league. And like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody has their blips, right? But I just don't see Arsenal having at any point in the season a run of losing 3 times in a row. I just don't see us dropping. The thing is, we're gonna drop points across the season, but you're gonna drop more points. City's gonna drop points. I just don't see Arsenal, especially the way that we're set up, and especially the fact that people seem to forget this. I've only still to this point conceded 1 goal from open play, and that was Haaland. So, how many Haalands are in the league? There's only 1. You know what I mean? So, like, look, I don't know. Hey, people that know me and have known me for a while know that I'm the gas man, innit? Do you get it? I'm the gas man. As soon as times go, yeah, I'm there. I'm like, but I thought we was winning the league from the start of the season.
You did. I did. My thing is for me as well, and I'll bring the other lads in here. Liverpool look like we've been found out a little bit. Teams know now how to where the weaknesses are in that Liverpool defense or that Liverpool side. City still a team in a little bit of transition in terms of obviously trying to push for a Premier League title. But Arsenal, lads, do they have any defensive weaknesses? And on top of that, is there a better right back in the league than Timber at the moment?
No.
Boys, what are your thoughts?
That's not like the most balanced team, in my opinion.
Well, Salah said it himself, innit? Like Salah was literally said that, you know, Arsenal have got the better chance because they've got the most settled team. So I think it speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Arsenal have got the most settled team in the league, and it's funny because I don't think quality-wise they've actually improved drastically. I think the main thing that's changing their side is that somehow, from somewhere, they've actually now got that mentality that Liverpool had last season, that City have had seasons before, that all these winning sides have had, and I think Arsenal they're showing signs of having that.
Yeah.
And it's not actually a case of they're on paper better than what they were last season.
I think it's the silence. I think the fact that they've got someone like Eze in now where they feel like we've got options, we've got depth, like we don't have to just rely on 1 or 2 pieces to be 10 out of 10 every single week. We can have 4 players that are 8 out of 10 most games and we'll win the majority of them.
It's the cohesion, though, isn't it? The cohesion of that team. Like this team, regardless that you've brought the additions in, Hooks, but they look like they're a team that have played together for years. They know where each other are going to be. And I feel like at the moment, the turning point for me was the Newcastle game. It was, you know, I thought they're dropping points here, but they went all out at the end. They continued, they pushed, they pressed. We've seen so many Arsenal teams in the last couple of years under Arteta, when they hit these roadblocks, not have an answer, don't know what to do. And then obviously then the questions come. Whereas with this at the moment, like I said at the start, they started not, you know, uneven. They just seem like they've hit it now. They've hit that gear. And look, obviously we can all talk about trophies and all that nonsense, but we're talking about this season, and this season, whether people like to admit it or not, they're the best team in the league right now, and they're doing their bits and they're doing it consistently. And I actually don't think they've hit their top gear yet, Hooks. I think it's top gear.
Neither do I. This is the thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, all right, cool. If we be like, I guess just to add on to the mentality point that Greg made and you're alluding to as well, is that we've already gained points from matches that last season we dropped points in. So West Ham at home, I mean, I'll never forget that because it was on my birthday, and people that I spoke a lot about that game, and we ended up losing that game.
Yeah, you did. I think you did. I remember the show.
Yeah, we won that game this season. Yeah, I think I did it on here as well.
You did. Yeah, you did. You got the sing on this one as well, bro.
Yeah, I did. The Fulham at Craven Cottage, we drew there. I think we drew there last season. We lost there the season before. We won there this season. St James's Park, we lost there twice last season, but in the league we lost there. This season we won there. So like we've been going around slaying the hoodoo voodoo. Like we've been getting bear monkeys off our back this season already. So I think that like that's kind of slowly like creeping out of everyone's mind is the fact that so when we come back from the next international break. I think we have Tottenham at home, then we have Bayern, and then we have Chelsea away. Yeah, Stamford Bridge. Once we play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, I personally think we'll punch them up, but hey, who knows? But if we run off the fact that we punch them up, yeah, we would have gone what would been 11 games in the season by then, I think 12 games. We would have already gone to Old Trafford, would have already gone to Anfield, already gone to St. James's Park, already gone to Stamford Bridge. We've already gone to the hardest grounds within 12 games. So the rest of our season, aside from we have to go to Etihad, but that's like game week 32. It could be done by then. And we have to go to White Hart Lane, which is basically, it's my second ground anyway. Like the rest of everyone's got to come to me. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's coming to me, man.
With that comment that as it Bejan Potts, this is what I mean though, and answering him as well, and Hooks, I'll say that you guys reminded me the last couple of years where everyone said they should have won the league. You reminded me of a kid on sports day who's running the 1500 meters race for the first time, and he just sprints, he's gone. You know, he thinks, oh, this is easy. But then as the race goes on, he slows down, people catch him up and they miss out. And that's where I think Arsenal failed the first couple of times. Out the blocks, brilliant. They were going for it. I mean, you were 8 points at one point ahead of City. Everyone's like, this is it. They're going to do it. The difference this time is I think Arteta and I think the players are learning that you don't come out the blocks like that. You just pick up the wins. It's fine margins. You don't have to pump teams 5 or 6. Just get the wins, get the victories. The points take care of themselves. The goal difference is a bonus, but this is what's different this time round. They're just getting the job done. Do you know what I mean? They're just getting the job done. So that's what I meant by not being in the gear that they should be at. They do have other gears to go to. So I think it's managing the league. Remember, the league is 38 games. It's not like a cup competition where you have to be good on the night. You've got to be good consistently. So that's where I'm getting at with that.
No. You know what it is as well with Arsenal, yeah? I agree with you guys in the sense where everything right now is going perfect for them. Do you know what I mean? Arteta's got this formula where I've got to talk about the set pieces because they get a lot of stick for it, yeah, but I'm actually here to praise them on it because I've never, ever seen... We talk about if Saka and Declan Rice is doing this, running down the wing and whipping it in, yeah, everyone says great ball. Now the ball's on the corner flag, all of a sudden it's not a great ball no more. What these men are doing from the corners, yeah, and Gabriel is unbelievable.
Been a monster.
Delivery is second to none, to a point where it's like, even if they do about 6-7 shit corners, you know 1 or 2 is going to be on the money. And that's all it takes for Gabriel because he attacks the ball like John Terry attacks the ball, bro.
He's probably one of the best defenders crashing the box in this recent era of defense. I can't remember another Donny that's been doing it in the way that Gabriel's been capable of doing it for a while.
Is he the highest scoring in the last couple of years, centre back? Is it? I read that somewhere.
Yeah, he's the highest scoring. Yeah, I think he's the highest scoring centre back.
He's playing NBA. He's playing a different sport to everyone else, bro. He's crashing it on everyone. He's posterizing everyone. But listen, one more thing I would say is that Arsenal looks sick right now. What they're doing is amazing. Only thing I would say is, Hooks, I hear your point. You've won everywhere you needed to in terms of last season. But with Arsenal, it's not necessarily the big games, it's the pressure games. So we haven't seen them yet at the final end of the season. The only thing I say is that Liverpool and the Cities have that experience. If Arsenal can finally get over that hurdle, there's no reason why they shouldn't win this league. But yet, we're yet to see them again in the back end of the season because so far we only can go off the last 3 seasons. It hasn't been great. And when they've needed to win, they've drawn. So we'll see. But yeah, they look nailed on, if I'm honest with you. They're the most balanced side. You talk about their depth, yeah? You're talking about Eze. What about Mascara, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Gabriel injured. Mascara comes in at Anfield, does an absolute mad thing. He was bought for 15 million from flipping Valencia. Do you get what I'm saying? So they've got all the tools there, but it just comes down to that moment. Will Arteta bug out when the pressure's on? Will he all of a sudden go back to Marino and Zubimendi in certain games? But yeah, it looks like it's nailed on. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, in all fairness, just to your point, in the 23-24 season, in the last 18 games, we won. I think we won 16, drew 1, and lost 1. So I think we can handle the business end of the season. It's just when we was handling the business end of the season, Man City just handled it better.
But they have results like West Ham. You get it? At home. That should never happen at the business end of the season. So it can happen regardless of the 18. That was crazy. Don't get me wrong. Man City, that's never going to be done again in terms of what Man City done, winning how much they did on a bounce. But it can still happen. So the jury's still there in terms of pressure. And until you answer that, we're going to have that question. And do you know what I'm saying? Until you guys win the league.
And I mean, you guys should all be getting your voodoo dolls and whatever you can to try and stop us, because we haven't conceded a goal in the Champions League either. I still got a clean sheet in the Champions League. So you lot should be very worried about that, because Champions League is actually about who's better on the day. And I don't know of a team that's going to score more than 2 goals against Arsenal. I just don't know. I just don't know when those big nights happen in the Champions League. Past this table, it's going to be a different kettle of fish. I think we did that last season, bro. No, but we seen it with PSG last year. We can do them big nights. We can do them, but Errol, in all fairness, like my team was better than bruised. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had hella injuries last season. Like, if I go into that stage of the Champions League this season with the depth I have this year,
Hooks, are you winning the Champions League and the Prem? Is that what you're saying right now? That's what you're saying, bro. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, you don't watch my content?
Yo, so shameless.
Hey. The catch-up gangs in the building as well, yo. These men are on the same wave as Hooks as well. I reckon they think they're going to win a couple this season as well. Yeah.
No, to be fair, the set pieces are a cheat code for them. So even if you hold them off in the game during the 90, if they get a set piece, they might just bag it. That's where it's a cheat code. So
because they don't concede goals. So it's like if we can do the stalemate thing, we can do the chess thing, but I'm just going to crash it from a corner. Then what now?
That's the thing. Like, it's not a cheat code. Like, people don't understand this. Like, the 22-23 season, nobody respected Arsenal. So we had hella space. We wasn't facing low blocks, and we were chefing teams up. So the very next season, everybody started respecting Arsenal, and we faced low block after low block after low block after low block, and we were struggling to break that down. So we went, you know what? The way that we play, we suffocate you into your first third. So we get loads of corners, we get loads of throw-ons, we get loads of free kicks. It was like, okay, let's actually try and work on corners. Let's actually try and study and perfect corners and throw-ins and do different variations and all of that stuff, because no one else
you're just trying to find the edge. And as I think Dan United said it a number of times, it's those fine margins, and in games when things are going to be so tight, to be able to utilize set pieces and make them such a weapon. In terms of Gabriel, as I've said that for a number of years now, I don't think there is a better defender that's able to crash the box.
You know what, right? What I'll say on Arsenal's free kicks is that the only reason that and corners and set pieces, whatever, is that the only reason they really got clowned for it was because that seemed to be the only way they knew how to score. And now they're just scoring from whatever. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Arsenal can go into games and just score from whatever.
Well, they can mix it up. It's like when you're watching the UFC and you're just watching the same Donny that just wants to do the ground and pound, and that's all his game. Every time it's taking it to the ground and that's it, because he's got no stand-up game. All of a sudden, Arsenal have got a stand-up game. Yeah, Arsenal have got a proper stand-up game.
And you know what, right? That was always the one thing as a Liverpool fan I looked at Arsenal and said, yeah, they do that 100% better than us. Not an out ever. Not an out at all. I'm talking about last season, by the way. So, like, they don't do anything better than us. They don't do anything better than us apart from set pieces. And on Wednesday, oh my God, we scored twice off a corner. We scored 2. Oh my God, that means more to me than the 3 points. We scored twice off a corner.
Like, I say this all the time. For someone as good as Van Dijk has been, and for all of his, his physical presence in the box, and of course, defenders always try and rough him up and stop him from trying to get on the end of these things. But he should be so much more dominant. Considering what I can see from Gabriel, I'm like, how does Van Dijk not get close to 5, 6, 7? I've seen Martin Skrtel score 7 goals from corners in a Premier League season before, and he wasn't a brilliant defender.
We really should be looking at Arsenal and saying, look, whatever they're doing, let's have a bit of that. The same way they nick our chance. The same way they nick our chance, we should be looking at them and nicking their set pieces. They can't just nick our songs and we don't take anything back from them. Has to be lick for lick.
By the way, we didn't nick your songs.
It has to be lick for lick. It has to be lick for lick. Do you get what I'm saying?
Just remember, you nicked your greatest song from a movie. So just for
so yeah, that's a lie again. So yeah. So as I said, you know, that's what the only thing that we need to improve on really is our set pieces, and I think, you know, like
easy.
Only thing,
These cats, you know what? Next week, you know, catch. You're gonna have to pull up, bro. I swear. Just make sure your internet's ready. Yeah, we'll be cool for them.
Can I say one thing on your point as well, Hooks? You know the low block thing as well. It's like, again, when these low blocks happen, you get the corner, the opening goal, and then all of a sudden now they've got to come out.
Yeah,
and that's the greatest weapon that it is right now, because it's allowing Arsenal to break down these deep blocks. It's like, all right, cool. If you're gonna sit in, we might not even do we're gonna try to break you down, but listen, we're gonna get a corner. And then all of a sudden the game opens up, and that's when you start to see the free-flowing football in there start scoring more goals, especially over play. So it's a formula that's working, bro.
It's weird.
I'm saying no one can hit on it. If your club was doing it, everyone would be gassed.
And you know the last thing,
go on, Errol.
The last thing that I'll say on it, right before we move there quick, the Arsenal fans or the Arsenal players have got the momentum now. That they're not. You think sometimes you think, oh, they're playing for. They know and they can sense we've put you under that much pressure. If we win a corner in the next 5, we're going to get a goal. So they'll play down the wing, they'll play into the area, and they're happy to concede. We're not trying to get the ball into the box from open play. We're happy to concede the corner in this particular moment, because this is when we're going to go for the jugular. And teams end up falling into this false sense of security. Like, we've weathered the storm of, you know, being in that low block and that intense pressure. And then all of a sudden, they kind of just drop the guard a little bit, because they're allowed to get everybody back and get set. And before you know it, they just haven't understood that was exactly what Arsenal... It's like you activated the trap card. That's what you played into our hands. So I think Arsenal, as you just mentioned, have absolutely got the formula at the moment. And the longer that it continues, the more confidence that they're going to get. I keep saying momentum is going to be the biggest thing in this Premier League. If they catch fire in terms of momentum, it could be long for a couple of.
How many players have you got going in AFCON as well? I don't think you got any, have you? No. So this is another thing. They get to December and January.
It was party last year.
Yeah. So their full squad's there. We're, you know, like United, we lose Brian Mbeumo, Ahmad, Mazraoui, 3 players that we don't want to be going anywhere. Liverpool lose obviously Salah. Yeah.
That might not be the worst for Liverpool right now, but we're going to get into it. That's a good segue.
What I'm saying is, there's no concern from Arsenal here when it gets there. Other teams around the Premier League are going to go, right, okay, we need to plan how we're going to play, what we're going to do. Arsenal are just straight through with it.
Which is going to be crazy. So as you just touched on Salah there, we are going to segue very quickly and have the uncomfortable conversation about Mohamed Salah. And I'll come to Greg first on this. But here's probably my hot take on Mohamed Salah. I think Mohamed Salah is mentally nowhere near the level that he's been at previous seasons. But I think one of the things that's weighing heavy on Salah at this particular moment in time is the season that PSG had. And what I mean by that is PSG weren't great this point last season. Their league, everyone says it's a bit of a farmers league. It is pretty given that they're going on to win the league, but they wasn't on fire in form. They were struggling in the Champions League. Post-January, Dembele absolutely steps up and becomes an absolute freak of nature and goes on a crazy run, wins the Ballon d'Or. As Liverpool fans, we've watched Salah over the years, and his worst run of form typically happens normally if it goes to the AFCON, post-AFCON or post-January into early springtime. He struggles. Towards the back end of the season, he might pick up a little bit again. Salah now has got Liverpool all season, then the AFCON, and Egypt that just got to the World Cup. I think there's a world where Mohamed Salah mentally is looking at that and thinking, me putting in my best form in the winter is not going to be of any great advantage to me in this Liverpool team. I need to save a little bit of something towards the back end of the season, post-AFCON, or for AFCON, and thereafter, in order to then be able to be in the conversations of pushing for that last chance of a Ballon d'Or. Now, that might be a lot of pulling a lot of things from thin air, but I just think the level that he's been at for years and the way that he's probably looking at the game now, he probably knows his time's limited in relations to ever getting into that top 3, top 1 Ballon d'Or conversation. Do we think Salah's finished, or do we think he's just playing it a little bit smarter?
I don't think either, to be honest. I get what you're saying, to be fair. Like, I'm not going to... No, it's... Everything you've just said then seems pretty logical, to be honest. Like, there's good reason behind it. I just think it's just a run of poor form, to be honest. The team's not been well. Like, the team's not been good And the team's not been good. And
people you was there Wednesday, though, Greg. We look better without him.
No, I know, but but the whole team was just poor as well. And yeah, we did look better without him in Germany. But things got kicking and all that. Still, like it is just a run of poor form. We've seen loads of players going runs of poor form. It's not unusual. You know what I mean? It's not. And you know what? Right? Actually, my dad used to say this to me a lot when I was playing footy as a kid as well. And my dad always used to use Beckham as an example with Alex Ferguson at United. And always said Beckham was getting assists, getting goals near enough every week, and then over the period, I don't know what season this was, but then he just started flumping every game, just playing shit. So what did Alex Ferguson do? Dropped him, played him for the last 10. The next week he played from the last 15. Next he played from the last 20. Next he got the entire second half. And then by then, he was up and firing again. And I think that's just what we need to do with Salah. I think Salah has just had a whole season of carrying Liverpool on his back, getting robbed of the Ballon d'Or, losing one of his best mates. And he's gone into this season absolutely deflated and just down in the dumps. And I don't blame him for it. And then Liverpool going an extremely bad run of form. And he's not performing. And he knows he's not performing. And it doesn't help because the mentality's not there anyway from the start. So he's poorly. And it's just a negative cycle. Honestly, I just think he needs a break. Genuinely, I just think he needs a break where he can just reset and get back to good form. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that we played better with Salah on Wednesday, because you know what? We need to play better with Salah without Salah, because the fella's going to AFCON. So he's going to be gone for guaranteed 2 weeks anyway. So if we can play that good with our Salah, that's a great thing. And that's not even against Salah. That's just in general a fantastic
succession planning as well for me. Succession planning massively. Go on, Dan United.
No, that's what I was going to say. You need to plan for a time where this guy goes, and yeah, he's not been in great form, but the world's best have been out of form. We've seen Haaland go on runs of looking inconsistent. We've seen Ronaldo. We've seen them all do it. I think now is where the other boys in that team need to stand up and be counted for and pick up the slack, because not just last season.
He carried us last season.
He's done it for years, though, Errol. There's been patches in the season where you lot have really struggled, and that guy has pulled you through and through and through and through. As rival fans, of course, we're here for it. I don't want Salah doing well ever. He plays for Liverpool, but I just think this is just a part of the season where he's not hit the ground. It will absolutely pick up, and once it does, it will be back to the same old Salah banging goals in from wherever. But again, this is where the likes of Isak need to be towing the line now. They have to. Isak was brought in for ridiculous money. We can all talk about money, blah, 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 blah. But Isak was brought in to score goals. He's not keeping up to his end of the bargain. People spoke about Salah against United. I still watched Isak be absolutely abysmal. So instead of putting it on one player, who, by the way, has probably been one of the best players in the Premier League in the last 5 or 6 years, without a doubt, instead of pulling him up, look around the freaking squad. Look around it, because the last thing that Salah's going to want to hear from his own fans is, is he finishes? Is that he needs the love, he needs the support. Lost a very close friend in the summer. This guy just needs the time to get back to where he is. We talk about drop-offs with players. You don't drop off that fast. He's still got it in him. He'd be absolutely fine.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, like I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, there's no. Like, cause everybody's grieved before, innit? Yeah. There's no level of grieving, there's no level of bad form, there's no level of nothing that you're in a scenario where you can just square the ball, but you decide to shoot. That's ego. Like, he could have easily just squared the ball to Wirtz and then what? You're like, at that point, you're 6-1. And at that point, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're already winning.
Yeah, because exactly.
Now, what in the scenario where you're not winning? Because that's a behavior. That's an ego thing.
I think that's a confidence thing as well. Let me just bring Nathan real quick, because I know he's been waiting to say something on Salah.
Quickly, for me, Salah isn't finished, or say not yet anyway, because he's still getting the chances. And coming back to Hooks, what you just said about him not scoring the ball, if you haven't scored in a while, you are going to want to score. We're already winning.
Ego. That's ego.
Yeah. Oh, and as Liverpool fans, we know that Salah always thinks shooting first. The whole time he's been at Liverpool, and sometimes he misses chances. And for me, it's like, you know what, he just needs to be composed. So that's just down to, and also, just another random one. You got to remember the players that are playing behind him How many times have you changed the right back?
Massively.
Every time. So there's no way to build chemistry with those players. Now, to flip it to Slot just needs to take him off a lot earlier in some games because we have the depth there. But as far as Salah, I just think he'll be all right.
Salah loves a 2 seconds. Salah loves a techie assist, but if it's on a plate, he just wants to shoot and score. Do you get me? That's his MO. But yeah, go on, Charles.
No, it's interesting because I watched your breakdown on Redman TV after the game, and you mentioned something. It's not so more the fact that Salah's finished, but it's like when you do lose a yard of pace, guys. Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't know. I'm not suggesting it, but it's 8 games in and he doesn't look as up to speed as he usually does. That half yard of pace is very, very different. And I feel that's a factor also. And obviously, when you talk about the likes of the grieving and stuff, obviously he's had a horrible summer. But I think we just got to keep it spade a spade of him. I don't think we got to also realize he did 28 and 18 or something last season. That's not going to happen again. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like last season was a joke. It was a joke, and he's not going to repeat those same numbers because you guys have now brought in other players, and the system all of a sudden is not catered towards Salah. All of a sudden, you're not finding. You don't have to just look for Salah. You got Verts, you got Isaac. So it's just about I said it last week.
And Ekitike. Wow. We're not forgetting my brother. Come on.
I wanted him. He was my first choice striker, so I haven't forgotten him. Trust me. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of change that's happened with you
each
guys.
week that goes on, Shells, I see exactly what you were saying because you said that to me from early that you wanted him, and I was like, I hadn't seen him before, bro.
I told you.
Single week that I'm seeing this guy, I'm like, thank God we got him because he looks like he's going to be the real deal, like proper baller though.
He's a bad man. He's an absolute bad man. But yeah, that's my point with Salah. Just I think there's a yard of pace loss, and I also feel like there's a lot of change that's happened over the summer, and all of a sudden now he's not the cornerstone. You have other players that you need to find a rhythm for, and you need to find some cohesion and some chemistry. And until that happens, you're not going to see Salah reaching the heights. Do you get what I mean?
Cooks, what was you saying then? What about Ekitike? I think it was.
Ekitike looks like what you guys would have expected from Isak.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But Hooks, I was saying this, like Ekitike is the closest thing to Isak, and in terms of his profile, I'm not talking about him now. I'm talking about Real Sociedad Isak. In terms of the way he dribbled off the left, like Ekitike is about. You see his goal on Wednesday, bro. Like the touch to take it across the defender to eliminate the finish. Like,
Yeah,
you know, Nunes last season, Nunes misses that, innit?
Yeah,
just blams it. He just absolutely blams it. Just puts too much on it. But do you know what, lads? Obviously, just before we wrap up, let's just get some quick score predictions for everybody's games over the weekend. Shells, I'll come to you first. We were just talking then. Manchester United, Brighton. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
2-1 United.
2-1 United. All right. So yeah, the confidence is back.
Hey, I know. Hold on. I didn't say we're gonna lose last week on this stream. I said we're gonna draw.
You say,
you know what I mean? So yeah, 2-1 United.
All right. Shout out your channel as well, bro. Let people know.
Yeah, match day shows or Motion with Sports, innit? Thank you for having me. Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out the panel. Make sure you smash the likes. Always a pleasure to be here.
We're gonna have to run that Motion with Sports again at some point next week or something as well. Bro.
Come on, bro. Come on. You're a regular now, bro. You're part of the family.
Come on. Man, like Nate, big up, bro. Thank you for making your debut on the Red Cartel. Thank you very much for joining us. Shout out your channel and let us know your score prediction for Liverpool Brentford tomorrow night as well.
Liverpool Brentford. It's gonna be a sticky one, but I'm gonna go with 3-1. And the channel is Two Touch Podcast.
Two Touch Podcast, big up. Yeah. And just very quickly, just from the Liverpool lads, I want you to answer this question as well, because the catch-up have been asking, do we start Salah this weekend or do we stick with what we did midweek? Nate,
exactly, that's what I said about Beckham and Ferguson. No?
Don't start him.
Just bring him on a little bit earlier, maybe, in the game. You know what I mean? Start Chiesa instead, because Isak won't play. And we've all seen the impact that Chiesa has had. And I'll be honest,
He's got player of the month.
What?
He's got player of the month and he's only played about 45 minutes.
In my opinion, I think Chiesa's more of an impact player off the bench. Generally, that's just how I see him. I think he's just, you start him, you know, he can be all right, maybe. You know, the only game he started was Southampton. That's fucking Southampton. I'm not asked about a start against Southampton, right? As well as he did play, look, come on, this is now the Premier League. Okay. But honestly, I'd start Chiesa over Salah, and I'd bring on Salah to replace Chiesa maybe after 60 minutes. Because that's the worst thing you can do is just completely not play him at all.
Yeah, I was basically going to say that start players based on merit. That's my thing. Just to have continuity, and that goes for everyone on the pitch.
just let me get Dan just before he shoots off. Dan United, give us your score prediction for the Brighton game as well. Thank you very much, brother. I hope you keep him well. It's always good to see you, even after
cheers, Errol. It's great to be on with you boys again, as always. I'm going to go 2-1 as well, but I'm going to go 2-1 ugly. I think it's going to be an ugly. This isn't going to be nice and steady. This is Manchester United. This is the biggest test now. So 2-1. I don't care if it's 2-1 goes off the back of Sesko's fucking arse. I couldn't give a rat's. As long as we get that 2-1 and we move forwards, then I'll be absolutely happy. And Dan United stream every night 8:00. Do the live watch-alongs as well. Thank you for having me, boys, and good luck for the rest of the season, chaps. I'll catch you on the flip side.
Bless you. I'll catch up with you soon. Man, like half-time hooks. Go on, put your chest out. Crystal Palace, Arsenal, big game this weekend. Can you extend?
As a young goal. Sorry. Sorry.
Mark Gahey.
It's Tourette's. Sorry, my bad.
Agent Gahey, man, for the win.
No, I think we win 2-0. I think we win 2-0. Another clean sheet. You know
you're the guy that can do that. You can put out there nils with clean sheets and believe it. I can't say that right now. I haven't predicted a clean sheet all season, and we're 8 match games in?
It's a shame. You know, we only keep clean sheets. We only keep clean sheets against the crap teams, man. We only keep clean sheets against the team that won't win the league.
You're funny.
Just gotta say it.
Just make sure you're around in May. Yeah? Make sure you're around.
We'll be around. Don't you worry.
Make sure you're around.
Posted. You know what? The big Champions League 7. Yeah, we're going for 7. That's what I'm.
Are you going for 7?
We're going for 7. We're going for 7.
Just to quickly to go back to, because earlier on in the stream, Greg said that it was the worst feeling losing to Manchester United. That won't be the worst feeling. The worst feeling will be when Arsenal knock you out of the Champions League.
Wait, and on that note, Hook, shout out your channel, dog. Wait, you go reckless.
You get me. Halftime Hooks, you get me. Road to 10K, nearly there. Halftime Hooks TV on all socials.
Make sure you subscribe as well. Subscribe to all of these man's channels. Go and search them on socials. Please do lock in, because these men are producing some really good content at the moment. And as I say, as everybody's growing, I want these type of communities to grow with us. So 100%. Man like Greg, let people know what your score prediction is finally and where people can find some of your content.
Tomorrow, what do I think my score prediction is? I'm not even going tomorrow, so I'm not really confident, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like I never feel confident about games when I'm not there. So I don't know, but I think it'll be a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Again, you can't predict the clean sheets. I think we'll go 2-0 up, and then maybe in like the 82nd minute, Brentford get a goal, and it's just panic stations from there.
I would love Liverpool to get a couple of goals in the first half. We're leaving everything too late. I know obviously the midweek game's a bit of an anomaly, and that's the exception. But at the moment, I would just love for Liverpool to just get a couple of goals first half, and as I say, if we then do concede,
if we start like a TK, we will win. We will win every game. We have not started like a TK. We lost.
We've lost.
If we start like a TK, we will win. That is the pattern I'm noticing.
I can't lie. I was gassed when I didn't see him in the lineup last weekend.
Yeah, that is the pattern. Every game TK has not started, we have lost. Right, that is the pattern I'm noticing. I'm not noticing any other patterns. You'll take care. Look, do you know what I mean? So if TK starts, 3 points for Liverpool. Simple as that.
All right. And let people know where they can get your content as well.
Who is Greg on pretty much every social? TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
Get on it, people.
I post on.
Get on it, people. Well, lads, I hope you all have a good weekend. Thank you very much for joining the Red Cartel. Big up for the panel. Big up for the chat as well. Chat's been lit tonight as well. You've been doing some good work, some really good comments in there as well. Back and forth, so I really do appreciate it. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Hope Liverpool get back on the winning streak in the Premier League. I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
There you go.
Peace.